lost them? Two random girls. Two random girls, and you lost them? Not only that, but one of you got caught. And even worse, you let them invade her mind, and even worse, she manipulated her memories.
My Duke, what happened to our comrade?
What do you think happened to your comrade? The same fate that awaits all of you if you fail me again. Do you understand?
Oh, yes, my Duke.
Now, do you have any idea where they might be?
No, sir. How would you like us to proceed?
Call Vox. Tell him to find them and report back to me. And make sure he keeps a close eye on that bard. She's been a nuisance with her pathetic little spells.
Yes, sir.
Dismissed.
Sorry about that. Someone is talking about me. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, right. I'm telling you, these shots were like nothing you've ever seen. My heart turned into actual waves, like watery waves. What kind of sorcery was that? And the others, some of them levitated or changed colors, and the taste was incredible. A little warning next time, partner.
No,
What's wrong?
we're here.
Oh, we're here. Where is here exactly?
Home.
Home? Hey, Sionnach, wait! Is this your real home? This forest is all burned down.
Yes,
It must have been quite a fire. All I can smell is dust.
not just any fire. I need to find my tree. Follow me.
You know, you never actually told me about your childhood. Did you grow up here?
I was born here in this forest. All I know about that night is that my mother's tree got burned, and both her and my father were slain by Telona's worshippers. My Leaky had plans for me apparently, since the union between a Dryad and the Archdruid of the Circle was a once every century blessing from her. It was a holy conception, you could say, that turned quickly into dust. Things didn't go as planned, as you can tell. The Dryads who raised me told me stories about this place. It does feel like home in a way. It was a vibrant place, this forest, before all this, full of life and healing magic. We escaped and hid underground for a while. The Dryads needed to wait to return, since everyone was frightened of Telona's wrath. I had to hide by myself in smaller groves around the area, waiting for the Dryad signal to visit them when it was safe. It was lonely at times. All I could think of was my mother's scream when her tree was burned, that pain in my stomach, that ringing in my head when I was falling asleep every night. I didn't want to believe that the same pain I'd feel myself later on in life, in this exact same spot, right where this tree lies. You grew so much. I'm finally back.
It's the only tree around here that looks vibrant and alive. The others are all so withered. Are you the one who keeps it flourishing?
You see, a Dryad is connected fully to the tree. Once the tree is cut or burned, the Dryad becomes insane and dies slowly from sadness. Since I'm only half a Dryad, I can walk freely and move far away from it, thankfully. But the connection I have with this one is eternal. When my original tree got destroyed by the blue fires of the spell plague, sadness covered me whole. But there was hope still inside of me. I used my last hazelnut to plant a new tree in the same spot. I spent all night forcing it to grow with my magic. I was exhausted. But this tree actually holds a piece of my soul now. It feels what I feel. I feel what it feels. We are one in a way. If you touch its trunk, you can probably hear my heartbeat through it. It holds memories. Sorry, I don't want to trouble you with my problems.
No, Sionnach, please. Keep talking. I love hearing your stories. They mean so much.
It all feels so surreal. The last time I was here was with May, Echo and Far. Everything was burning. My tree, my hopes, my dreams. And now here I am with you, and my tree is growing stronger each day.
If what you've shared about your bond with the tree is true, then its growth reflects your own strength too. You're growing stronger each day as well.
Yes, that's true. But I still have a long journey ahead of me.
That's the funny thing with journeys. They never truly end. It's us who sometimes falter, not the path. And now, it isn't a time for either of us to stop.
My tree reminds me of that.
Evergreen.
Evergreen.
Oh, just a tune that popped into my head. Would you like to hear it?
I'd love that.
Claimed by nature, half maiden, half tree. Her eyes full of life, her soul longs to be free. His eyes as dark as midnight, his voice an eldritch chant, a secret ceremony, awaiting for an endless. They call her the evergreen, never broken, never seen, lost in the depths of despair, and in between, and in between. Kissed by fire, a wild flame unforeseen, devoured by the spell plague, yet always so serene. His darkness filled her empty soul. She never felt so whole before. Far beyond the daylight, she only dreamed of this folklore. A dryad of the forest, her leaves were falling down. One final hazel seed to spare, she's running out of time. In the midst of it all, she never felt so small before. The only hope to fulfill her role, a ritual of bloom and growth. Her heart was ever dying, always broken, always more Welcome to another episode of the B&D podcast. We hope our episode finds you well.
I think I got a little PTSD after that intro there. Am I
What's
right?
that?
I'm not sure I will survive after having to relive this moment, but I guess I'll have to try.
You have to try. I love this episode because first, it was a precious moment between Sionnach and Lovette, and it's been so long since these two were together, just them.
Just the two of us.
Just the two of us. And also, guys, you got the chance to listen to the Evergreen song, a song written by all yours, Val Capurani, our
Thanks.
Sionnach, our dear beloved Sionnach.
2 years ago.
2 years ago. Actually, this song was a birthday present because Val was like, I've written a song and I want you to find the music and sing it. And I want this for my birthday, as a birthday gift. I don't need material stuff. I just need inspiration and art. Nothing more, nothing less. And I was like, you can count me in. So we've written this song together. She actually, most of the job was hers. But, you know.
But not the music.
The voice. I just put the voice. And I found the music behind it by the amazing Alexandra Nakarada.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And then we got to the tube studio, and we recorded it. And we've had such a blast because we got to see Val in action.
Performing.
In her first bardic quest. It was hard at first, but she got it. And she rocked, you guys.
Yeah, it was such an experience. I think I was red, like my whole face turned red.
Yes.
And I only sing in the shower, so it was really hard for me to do it live. But I'm really hoping that you really liked our song. So if you can support us by just liking it or adding it to your D&D themed playlist on Spotify, or sharing it on Instagram or any other platform you're using, that would be amazing, because it means so much to me and to Zephy. So thank you so much if you can do that. That would be great.
Thank you. So, moving on, in this episode, we are looking back at the Game Awards from last month. We'll be talking about the winners, the new game announcements, and everything else that got our eye during the ceremony. There's a lot to cover, so stick around as we dive into all the big moments and get hyped for what's coming next.
Oh, I'm sure this episode is going to be good.
I'd say to start with the awards, shall we?
Yes, let's go.
Okay, so I was honestly shocked by the winners this year because Astrobot got the award of Game of the Year, Direction Award, the Best Family Game Award, and also Best Action/Adventure Game Award. So clearly people loved it. I personally had no idea this game existed before the awards, and I was so sure Black Myth Wukong was going to win because I've heard so many great things about it. I haven't played either game yet, but they both look amazing. So after the awards, I started looking into Astrobot, and honestly, I can see why it won. It's a 3D platformer where you play as Astro, saving bots and fixing a spaceship. And from what I've seen, it looks like such a joyful, polished game because it reminds me of Super Mario. And the people who got the award actually gave credit to Nintendo for inspiring them, which I thought, it was such a classy move. And I'm genuinely happy that Astrobot won because it's clear that the developers poured so much heart into it. And I really want to play both Wukong and Astrobot, but unfortunately Astrobot is not available on PC, so I can't experience it myself. But overall, both games seem incredible in their own unique ways. What do you think about Astrobot?
I have to say, I do have to say, I was really shocked. When I owned a PS5, I remember vaguely trying the free tech demo for setting up the controllers. I think it's called Astro's Playroom.
Oh, okay.
And if you told me that 4 years later they would win the Game of the Year's awards. I would have not believed you. Um, It is a great game for young players, and that's also really important because it gives the nostalgic aura, I guess. But still, I was really hoping for Elden Ring to win.
Oh.
But when I watched the awards, I realized what I like usually is not actually what is also good and well made. Just
Well-
because I like it doesn't mean it deserves an award, I guess, right?
No.
Unless it's the potato award.
No, that's not right because you love Baldur's Gate 3.
True, and they won, yeah. And maybe
It's
that was
the
just...
exception.
It was the exception, probably. But let's discuss one of the other winning teams, Atlas and Metaphor Refandancio. They won the narration, art direction, and RPG awards. And to be fair, it made me think if I should check it out. Because obviously I had no idea about this game. I have read so many great things about the narration and the story. Everyone is talking about how the game handles themes such as racism and discrimination so well in a refreshing way, using allegories. It has a meta storytelling effect since it appears that the real world is a fantasy within a fantasy. So I don't know if I would actually have 170 hours to spare and play it. But I think it deserved the narration award from what I've gathered so far.
Actually, it's a game developed by the same team behind the Persona series. So it has a very similar style since it uses the same systems and mechanics with a few new twists. And a few months ago, I played Persona 5 Royal, and honestly, I wasn't impressed. Come and get me, but that wasn't for me. It felt so repetitive that it almost felt torturous to get through. It just wasn't the game.
Dragon Age.
Yeah. Yes. Oh my God. Don't
Sorry, I had to
even
say
remind me.
I had to say it.
And that's the reason why I didn't even add Fantasio to my wish list. But that's just my personal taste, because overall the Persona games and apparently Fantasio too, judging by how many awards it won, are clearly loved by so many people. So props to the team for creating something that resonates with their fans, and good job. Later on, the music award goes to Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
Not again.
Yeah!
Oh my God.
You know, I was absolutely losing my mind when I saw this. Like, lately, I've been playing Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core and Remake, and now I'm gearing up for Rebirth. And let me tell you that I am obsessed. You don't even understand. It's taken over my life lately.
My life as well.
Yeah, we're together in this. If I'm obsessed, you know what's coming for you too. And I love the music in every Final Fantasy game, so it was well deserved. Good job, Square Enix. You guys crushed it. I love you. Please notice us at some point, okay?
Yes, they will.
For sure.
Okay, no matter what you heard me say about the Final Fantasy games, one thing is for certain. The music is amazing. Always. I can't tell you how many times I write my D&D characters' backgrounds while listening to Final Fantasy music. You would not believe me, I know. But I actually do. So they totally deserved the award. Next, I really wanted to talk about the award for the best ongoing game because my jaw dropped.
Whoa. Okay, keep going.
I thought Destiny 2 would get it. And instead of Helldivers 2 did. And they also got home with the best multiplayer game award as well. It's a sin. Really.
It's a sin.
You know how much I hate shooter games, so all of them are bad in my eyes. But even Diablo 4 was a better option. That's just my opinion, though, so don't come at me, please.
I understand, because I'm not really a fan of shooter games either. There was a time when I used to enjoy playing Call of Duty on my phone with friends, but that's about it. Well, that said, I've heard a lot of people praising Helldivers 2, so I don't know. There's clearly a reason it won. I guess we'll just have to take their word for it. and just leave it there. Moving on to the community support, Baldur's Gate 3 by Larian Studios won the
Yay.
award. And I know there are some people who don't like Larian Studios, but I'm definitely not one of them. I'm so happy to see them still getting awards for Baldur's Gate 3 even after all this time. It's been 2 years since the game's release, and apparently they're still putting a lot of work in it. That level of dedication is just amazing. But I did hear recently that they're planning to stop updates soon and shift their focus to a new project. And honestly, I'm so excited about it. Because after the massive success of Baldur's Gate 3, they've got a pretty huge budget to work with, guys. So I can't wait to see what they come up next. And whatever it is, I'm already hyped.
Let's just hope it's going to be a big fantasy game again, because I don't want sci-fi stuff, please, enough.
I
But
love that.
They
For
definitely deserve every awards every year.
True.
Next, for the mobile game of the year, I was raging. The Pokemon trading card game has literally changed my life this year, okay? And the fact that a poker-themed mobile game won, Balatro, apparently, Best Independent, Best Debut, Indie, and Best Mobile Game. No comment, really.
I don't know what to say, honestly. I don't think I have a comment on it. So moving on, best performance went to Melina Jurgens for Sensuous Saga Hellblade 2, and the game also won an award for sound. Honestly, I don't know much about this game, so I don't have much to say about it.
Me neither, but congratulations to her for winning. Okay, next. We would be great doing that as our job.
Oh, yes, honestly.
Yeah, we're just great at commenting for things that we don't even know about. It's just refreshing to be so honest.
We are supporting. Supports are going to support.
Okay, next for the Best Fighting Game Awards.
Oh,
Drum
yeah.
roll, please. I cannot not mention my eternal love for Jin Kazama. As a cute extra info about me,
We know.
Tekken 8 was the game that won this award, and I couldn't agree more. I still haven't played it, but since I became a PC gamer again, I need to invest in a good controller, I think, so I can try it, because it looks amazing, and I'm sure 8-year-old Val would have been so happy about it.
I'm really happy that you're so excited about Taken winning, but for the next award, you won't be that excited.
Oh no.
Because Fallout took home the win. And don't get me wrong, guys. I've heard amazing reviews about the series, and I love Ella Purnell. I adore her. I'm so happy for her. But is it even possible for anything to compete with Arcane and actually win? How? The math is not mathing, because Arcane isn't just a show, it's a masterpiece in literally every way. Writing, animation, voice acting, music, direction, everything. And they didn't just stop there. They gave us a second season that somehow managed to be even better than the first. And the first season was already a perfection. Sure, congrats to Fallout and all, but for me, Arcane is untouchable. It's my number one, and nothing is knocking it off that spot anytime soon.
We were robbed for this one.
Yes.
I think it deserves the award, and I still don't understand why they didn't win. But that's just my opinion, as usual. For the best VR AR game, Batman Arkham Shadow won.
I'm Batman.
I'd love to be able to try more VR games. Asgard's Wrath 2 looked amazing and something I would probably try, but I'm sure Batman Arkham Shadow deserved the award. I'm not a big fan of DC, so I wouldn't give the award to them, but who am I to judge? Congratulations!
Yay! I personally love Batman, to be fair, but sadly, I just can't handle VR games because they make me feel so dizzy. Once I tried play Skyrim VR, And at first I was so excited seeing the dragonfly right above my head. It was unreal, but a few minutes in and nausea hit me so hard. So I had to log out and I never tried VR again after that. So yeah, as much as I'd love to try this Batman VR game, it's just not going to happen for me. And that said, it's Batman, so I totally get why people are hyped for it. But next up, most anticipated game is the Grand Theft Auto. I totally get where this is coming from because at one point last year, my entire social media feed was absolutely flooded with GTA videos, and people were so hyped and counting down the days, even though no official release date was in sight. And the funny thing is, I've never actually played a GTA game myself. I've never happened to play it, but I know it's a huge deal for so many gamers, and it's clear that this game has a massive fan base, and I'm sure Rockstar is going to deliver something incredible to them.
To them, exactly.
Yeah.
I have no comment for this either. I respect Rockstar in a way, but I don't really enjoy GTA games. I remember playing them vaguely when I was younger, but I think I never liked the idea of them. So let's move on to the award for innovation and accessibility. And obviously it went to Ubisoft and Prince of Persia, The Lost Crown. I was never the biggest fan of the Assassin's Creed games, but they are noteworthy to say the least. So I'm sure that bringing the Prince of Persia franchise back in the spotlight was a really good move for them. And the fact they created things such as the Eye of the Wanderer effect that pins screenshots to the map or visual changes to accommodate people who are visually impaired is a huge shout out to the company.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh
Did my
God.
research for this one, apparently.
That's so thoughtful. Seriously, that's so great to hear. Thumbs up. Thumbs up for that. As for Best Action Game and the Player's Voice Award, the win went to Black Myth Wukong by Game Science. Hey Min, I don't know if I've mentioned this earlier, but I have this game on my wish list for so long, and I am so happy and hyped to play it once I finish Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Priorities. It just seems so epic. Everything I've seen about it, the gameplay, the visuals, the story, I'm really looking forward to play it and see for myself if it is indeed that good.
I'm not sure how I feel about the story, but it looks amazing. The gameplay looks
It's great.
amazing.
Yeah.
So next, the Best Esports Game Awards was obviously given to Riot Games.
Yeah.
Before you say something, there's not a better choice when it comes to esports games for me. Arcane might have helped a bit. Let's just be honest here. They also got the Best Esports Team Award, which blows my mind since the game community is so toxic.
You say. And Faker won Best Esports Athlete. That's cool. I'm really happy for them, to be fair. They worked so hard and absolutely deserve it. And speaking of Arcane, I've heard that the team actually used way more of their budget than they initially planned to make the series. They thought it would bring in more players to League of Legends, but unfortunately that didn't happen. And Arcane wasn't as economically successful as they hoped. And when I heard that, I was so close to start playing LoL again, just to support Arcane. And all the hard work that they went into it. But my mental health really doesn't improve that idea. Don't get me wrong, I love LoL. I personally think it's a fantastic game, but I just can't handle the player base. It's such a huge part of the experience, and honestly, the toxicity in the community can be overwhelming. So, sorry LoL, you can have my money, but not my peace of mind. So happy for you though, Riot. I love you. I love you so much. Now, the game that won greater impact was Neva by Nomada Studio. And let me just say, I have such a huge love and appreciation for them because they're the same studio behind Grease. And Grease, wow, just wow. Grease is a masterpiece. The gameplay is so unique and captivating. The art style is absolutely stunning. And the story, the story, it's not just a story, it's an emotional, philosophical, and psychological journey. Because, Grace just hits on a deeper level. And I love games that give you something to think about after you've done playing with them. And Grace does exactly that. So hearing that Neva is similar in some ways to that, but with a different story, it has me even more excited. It's already on my wish list too. And honestly, I can't wait to play it. So if Nomada Studio put the same amount of heart and soul into Neva as they did with Greece, it's bound to be incredible, and they totally deserve the Greater Impact Award.
I have never played any of these two games, but I
You
trust your
should trust
judgment.
me. Trust me, you'll love this.
I do trust your judgment, so I might give them a go. Lastly, I will also mention a few more awards that I have no opinion over whatsoever. But for anyone who does, please leave us a comment so we'll know what you thought about their wins. For the Sim Strategy Game Award, Frostpunk 2 by 11-Bit Studios won. And for the Sports Racing Game Award, EA Sports FC 25 won the award. Again, congratulations to the winners.
EA
I have nothing else
Sports
to say. Can we please talk about the announcements now?
Yay! Let's go.
Okay, there were so many announcements during the ceremony. But let's focus on the ones we are most excited about, shall we?
Yes.
Because can we just talk about The Witcher 4, please?
Oh my god. I can't even begin to express how happy I am about the Witcher 4 trailer. I couldn't catch it live since it was late at night here, but the moment I woke up and saw it, I was wide awake in an instant. The trailer is absolutely incredible, and just seeing my girl Ciri grown up, looking badass and beautiful and strong, using all her Witcher abilities. And that line, "There are no gods, only monsters," made me forget how to breathe for a second. It's everything.
I was half asleep during the ceremony, as I usually do after midnight. You know me.
Yes.
And then the moment I heard Ciri's voice, I was wide awake instantly. I gasped. It looks unreal. The trailer is pure magic, and I'm not sure I have words to even describe the feeling I got in my stomach thinking that I'll be able to play as a Witcher again, especially since now we'll be able to experience playing only with Ciri. The music, the graphics, everything seems so familiar, and I hope we're still here to discuss this when it comes out.
Agreed 100%. But of course, some people have started complaining about things. So let's break this down. 1. Why isn't Geralt the protagonist? Some people say. Well, here's the thing. Geralt of Rivia has had his time. He had his quest, he completed it, and we left him with Triss, Yennefer, or Ciri, whoever you chose. I think we can all agree that the man deserves some rest. It's been a long journey for him, and I'm sure he's earned a little peace, right? So let him live. It's not like we won't see him again anyway. He'll play his part in Witcher 4 too, but not in the same way he once did. Do you agree with that?
100%.
I also heard people saying that Ciri is the protagonist because of woke culture. And I was like, excuse me, what? I really wonder if these individuals have actually played the Witcher games, because Ciri has always been the heart of the story. Geralt was always searching for her, and we played as him because of that. And the whole Ciri storyline has been building up, and it's been clear she's always had a central role. And this is just the natural progression of the story. It was always meant to be this way. So why do we act surprised now? Because The Witcher is a story that originally came from the books, which were starting publishing in 1993 with the Last Wish book. And back then, things were totally different. And the themes and the characters were crafted with the world of that time in mind. So when people act surprised about Ciri stepping into the spotlight, they really need to remember where the story began, and that she's always been part of the narrative, long before any modern trends. So moving on, another statement says that Ciri is different now, and that she's ugly. Yeah, I can't even with this one. Because first off, the events of the Wild Hunt happened years ago, and of course, Siri is going to have changed. But ugly, if that's what you consider ugly, then sign me up because that woman is an absolute work of art. She's strong, mature, beautiful, and ready to kick some brains. And if that's ugly, then I want whatever she's having. Seriously. Do you think she's ugly?
I have nothing to say really for this kind of comments. People are just nasty. I I don't understand. Like, I like to moan about things that I don't like as well, and I don't agree with. But like going
Makes
online and
sense.
leaving comments like this, so hateful comments, I don't know how they come up with all this, to be honest.
And I've also seen the I can relate to playing a woman comment a lot. And honestly, that's so funny. I don't get it. As a female player who's played as Geralt in all the Witcher games, I can assure you that the enjoyment of the game has nothing to do with the gender of your character. It's all about the story, the world, and the adventure. So rest assured you can enjoy the game no matter who you're playing as.
Definitely agree on this one. And you know how enraged I get with this kind of comments. But I don't understand. The game was good and everyone enjoyed it. And yes, the standards and expectations are too high for the next one. But let's just wait and see first.
Yeah.
If it's not good, I promise you, I'll be the first to say it out loud.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's good, just give it a chance. We just had a trailer coming out and that was it. Basically, just wait and see the gameplay or the story and then we can decide if it's good or not.
And we're talking about CD Projekt. They never disappointed. With Witcher or with Cyberpunk, they were 10 out of 10. So trust them. Just, I don't know. I have faith in them.
Anyway, next, let me just say how excited I am for the next announcement.
Mm-hmm.
As you all know, everyone around me is obsessed with Final Fantasy.